It's time for the type of energy only Darren McCarty and Neil Rule can give. It's time for Big D Energy, live on Woodward Sports. Join four-time Stanley Cup champion and legendary badass Darren McCarty and the golden voice of Neil Rule, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., as they give their takes on all things Detroit sports. The number one midday show in Detroit is on. Welcome to Big D Energy.
Yo, what's going on, buddy? Welcome back to another episode of Big D Energy, right here on the Woodward Sports Network. My name is Neil Rule, that guy, Sean Belizean, in for D-Mac. Sean,
yes.
Welcome back. Good to have you back.
It's awesome.
How was Milwaukee?
We had a great time.
For those that don't know, Sean went to the one of the Brewers games.
Dude, I'm telling you, that is such a cool city. It blew my mind how many Tiger fans there were. Like, I'm not even being funny. There were so many Tiger fans there, but game we went to sucked. No doubt about that. But we blew back and we went to the game last night too. Yep. That was a little better.
You got the Tiger experience in 20. That's Tigers baseball.
That's
when they lose, Sean, and I talked about this all week with D-Mac. You can pretty much record the comments and play them back. When they lose, that's what it looks like.
Yep.
And it's going to be that way.
Yep. I was happy for Flannel more than anybody yesterday.
Really?
I was.
Sam Flannel in the sound booth, by the way.
Hello.
You're back.
I know, it's been a while. I thought for a second I might have forgot how to do this thing, but I think I've rebounded all right.
You have so far,
Thank you.
Sam Flannel, but
Thank
the
you.
day is young. Okay, back to Sam.
Riley Green. His guy.
He's back.
Riley Green is back. It's official. It's official. Put it in big bold letters. It's official.
There you go, Flannel. You're not going to go bouncing your head into any more lockers now, are you?
Mother of the Lord.
Here's the thing, and I think we can all agree on this. My big beef was with the people who, on April the 17th, were saying send Riley Green down to the minors.
That was pretty comical.
That was my beef. Because, and I pointed out many, many times that struggles in April, players getting off to cold starts, is a tale as old as time. It was happening to many players across the league, whether it's Willy Adames, whether it's Salvador Perez, who you saw last night, whether it was Wilson Contreras. I could go on and on and on. Anthony Santander. And I'm not saying that it makes Riley Green's slump okay, but it's proof that happens to a lot of players, and he was going to get out of it, and he got out of it last night just in time. Because for a while there, that slump, some of those bad games were hurting the team, but he helped the team last night.
It wasn't just the slump, too. It was how poor he looked. I mean, it really was. It wasn't just the fact that, the numbers were what they were, but it was just some of the at-bats. And to your point, that is an undeniable fact that you just stated, and that's why it always opens the door for Akil Baddoo to make his triumphant return. And you know it's coming. We can sit here and pretend it isn't.
Sean,
if you want, we can pretend.
Let me pretend then. Let me pretend. Please let me pretend. That's coming. The other one, the Akil Baddoo thing.
It's coming.
It's not anything against Akil Baddoo. He was fantastic in the car commercial, okay? It's not anything against him. It's the same as the Javi thing. It's what it represents, Sean, and I hope you understand what I'm saying there.
More than you know.
It's not him. It's what he represents.
I remember Flannel and I had a conversation about this in regards to Baddoo. Listen, that first year coming over as a Rule 5, he had a decent year. Like, it's not, I think...
For a Rule 5.
Exactly.
For a player, yeah.
Exactly. So what we were so, Neil, here's the word, desirous of something to wrap our arms around. Of something that showed everybody, yes, our general manager is seeing things that other people aren't seeing. So that's what people did. Whether we want to admit it or not, a lot of people around here did.
We do it often.
And then we kept giving him rope and kept giving him rope and kept giving him rope. And it got to the point, it was like, okay, well, if he's not hitting and he's not getting on base the way he was and the OPS, what are we keeping this guy around for? Surely it isn't his defense. He can't play anywhere, right? And so I think, but again, is the name funny to say? Does it bring back good memories? I don't know, but somehow, some way, this guy has been put on a pedestal that he absolutely doesn't belong.
Well, and this is where I will give a little bit of pushback because, yeah, obviously Akil Baddoo had a nice rookie year, has proven to not be a major league level player, but I think with how they...
Then that's it.
Well, but,
then that's it.
Exactly. But
that's it.
But the way that I don't think he was given a super lot of rope. I mean, he's been in the minors forever now. He didn't have the equity.
What would people say if they called him up today? What would fans say on social media?
Injuries necessitated it, probably, if I'm
You
just
know
being
people
honest.
would celebrate. You know
they would.
You know they would.
I don't
Flannel,
know.
and
You know
that's
they
my
would.
problem. But anyway, I'll
He
go
just
finish.
had a 3-hit night. Did you see what he did down in Toledo? This guy can hit, man. This guy can hit. You
Well,
know
Joe,
you see that stuff.
Joe in the chat. By the way, jump into the Woodward Sports chat thread. By the way, subscribe to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. Get in there like Joe. Badu's been playing like ish in Toledo so far. Burn in the super chat. I know it's April. Have we realized we could turn the AL Central into a 2-team race until summer if we win 2 more games against the Royals? Burn, I wouldn't go that far. I just wouldn't. The Royals have the best player in the American League, like best position player in the American League. They do. Chase is in the chair today, as a matter of fact. He's got the retro Pistons hat on. He's locked and loaded. Chase, we are 8 minutes in. How are we feeling so far?
Look at me. Look at me. I am the captain now. I am captain in this big boat. We'll see if we get it to shore.
Yeah. All right. What are the odds right now? If we were live betting it,
I think we're in the minus territory. I'm feeling like minus 115 that we can land this plane.
I like it. Minus 115. Minus 115, Sean, is such a false sense of security. You feel like you're getting a favorite.
Yeah.
But the underdog is also minus 105.
Yeah, exactly.
So
You know what's really weird though? It like things crept up this year for me. Like, I'm serious. I mean, obviously we've been locked and loaded for the Pistons, and I think everybody's excited about the Pistons being back in the playoff. But Neil, like, honestly, as I was driving in today, the draft is 6 days away, man. Do you understand that?
yes. Well, we know. The nickel packages of today will reflect that.
We were literally sitting there, the draft, and here's the schedule release, which has become a day unto itself, if we can be honest. The schedule release is not that far away. We're probably less than 4 weeks away. Like, if you follow along, if you follow the tea leaves, it's kind of been that first, second week. You grab that Thursday and you make it your own day. Like, Neil, it's crazy. For the first time in a while, I can't believe I'm saying this, and if you guys want to yell at me, go right ahead. The Lions have been sitting in the back seat for a little bit.
They have.
A little bit. Not a lot of bit, but a little bit. It seems like the Lions have been sitting in the back seat. And that's weird because, I mean, they have been driving this rig for a long, long time now.
It is rather incredible because you remember the last 2 years of programming here at Woodward. You didn't have a choice.
No.
If you wanted an audience, you had to spend a third of the show, at least at a minimum, talking about the Lions, the NFL, or some subset of both.
Yeah.
Or the draft. Like, that's how you had to do it. But now, again, the teams have a pulse. Red Wings season mercifully came to an end last night, and that's it. It was classic Red Wings fashion, I thought. They end up, 5 points out of the playoffs? Of course once it's over, they play at New Jersey, at Toronto, and they get 3 or 4 points. Of course they do.
Yeah.
That actually made me more angry than anything.
Well, and last night was really a time capsule of the season. It really was. That's what last night was, a time capsule of the season. Get your hopes up. Look how well we're playing. Maple Leaf decided in the third period that they were going to give it a go. And
you sound like somebody I know when you say that.
One thing that is plain as the nose in your face, and I know nobody wants to hear it, but I'm sorry, I'm not doing my job unless I keep saying it, is you consistently watch other teams' players be their best players. And last night was another example. And the Red Wings are still devoid of that. And I'm not dogging anybody. I know people hear what they clearly want to hear. There are a lot of good pieces. Who's great? Who's awe-inspiring? Who on this team, like right now, I'm serious, who on this team right now I'm going to put this guy up against just about anybody, okay? I'm not talking the tippy top.
I would only say Alex DeBrincat because you know what he's going to do.
Well, that's-
you can write him in for what he's going to do.
And
He's a borderline 40 goal.
I think that's what 39, right?
Yeah.
He stopped on 39. You know what? And it's really good and everything. And that's the problem. You watch Mitch Marner do Mitch Marner things.
Yeah.
That's what star
100%,
players.
Sean.
You know what? I brought it up last week against the Habs. You have a 20-year-old kid, Lane Hudson, that said, "I'm the best player on the ice, and I'm going to take this game over." Like that's the kind of stuff that I think it frustrates people because Neil again, and I understand there are going to be people out there. Well, it's all about Steve Yzerman's done a nice job putting a good group together. If people want to complain, if the flannels of the world want to complain, and I say that with respect, I hope you know
Tip
that.
of the cap. I like the little tip of the
no,
cap.
really, I gave the tip of the cap. If you want to complain that, where's the greatness? We have to have that conversation.
No question.
And I think that's where we're at right now. And people don't like to hear it because you and I have both lived the put Dylan Larkin on a pedestal that he doesn't belong. And in a certain regard, we went through that with Mo Sider a few weeks ago, if you remember. That was kind of fun.
Benny drew the sword.
We could have made
man.
a whole show about that,
Yeah.
honestly. And again, you know what it always comes back to? The default mode is, well, Neil, why do you hate Mo Sider? What the fuck are you talking about? He don't. He's a good player. How else do you want me to say that? What you're asking me to do is to say that he is a Norris type candidate, and he's not.
He simply is not.
And what's your problem with Dylan Larkin? Again, I like Dylan Larkin as my 2C.
I have him on my fantasy
I
team.
like
Yeah,
Dylan
I like
Larkin as my 2C. You're asking me to call him a 1C. I cannot do that. That's where we're at right now. It's a weird kind of dynamic, and I think they take a step up next year. Is it good enough to get into the playoff? I don't know. And I'm serious when I say that. I don't know.
Nobody in the super chat. You want to skip the line, you can use the super chat. Nobody says flannel in the sound booth is like Brad Holmes with draft picks. It's poetic. Also, why is New York so soft? Also, Sam, you've been grinding. I see you. So,
Thank you.
a lot about that too. DNC ENT. Oh, flannel's here. This finna be cinema. Tommy K. Oh, ish. Chuck Brewer. Flannel demoted to Neil's soundbox. Poor guy. Jan, please, no flannel freak out. Can't make any promises, right?
I can't make any promises, but I'll just say this. If you enjoy the sweet tones of my voice, I've been very busy these last couple of days.
Yes,
I think I've been on air more often than I've not been on air in the past, 12 hours or something?
Absolutely.
We appreciate you, bro.
16,
Just stop banging your fucking head, all right?
What was the preference?
Every time I see it, gosh damn.
What was the pretense to you slamming your head into the lockers?
Just cathartic. Riley Green's my favorite player. It was really painful to watch him be in that kind of a slump. And
You crawled so he could run, right?
Shoot, I mean, after that,
It worked.
well, I'll tell you what. After that, that first at bat, which was the pop out with runners on first and second, I actually sent out a tweet that said, "I still believe in Riley Green," and then he goes on a 3 at bat hitting streak, including a couple RBIs. So.
Say his name and he appears.
Sometimes you just need to give your former All-Star a little bit of love and a little bit of leeway that other players have not earned. I'll just say that.
Like Javi. Javi's earned that.
I'll tell you what, Neil. There were a couple of comments in the Wake Up Woodward chat today. I am probably where you're at with Javi and even more. I almost don't give a damn if his OPS is 800. The way people talk
Well, don't worry, it won't be.
And I get it, 800 OPS would be good, but I saw one chat that was just like, oh, you were talking all this smack about Javi last year, basically saying that I should apply the same to Riley Green. And it's like, these people, I don't know
One of
how
these
they
things
exist.
is not like the
I don't
other.
know how they exist.
Welcome to the world. Larry Roberts, Riley Green, 2 RBIs. Spencer Torkelson, 3 RBIs. Bats look good. Kerry Carpenter, 3 hits as well. And Larry, just like I said, what Sean saw in Milwaukee is what you're going to see when the Tigers lose a game. And then what we saw last night is what you're going to see when the Tigers win a game. It was a poetic, symmetric 2 days of Tigers baseball. That's how it's going to be the whole time, everybody. You'll have your fluctuations. Like I said, guys, 10 games a year, you're going to win no matter what. 10 games out of the year, you're going to lose no matter what. That's just how it works. The rest of it shakes out in the middle. You guys ready for some Skydog 722? Spastic Sam has to realize everyone's favorites deal with slumps.
You know what else
RM
everyone
Dole.
should realize, Neil?
What's that?
Where the best place to get a new car is in Novi.
Oh, I know exactly where that is. RM Dole, real quick. The forehead is the hardest bone in your head. Flannel is fine. Hey, you don't have to be hard-headed to know that the best car, as you said, the best place to get a Chevy anywhere in Michigan is Feldman Chevrolet in Novi. I know that. I bought a car from Feldman Chevrolet in Novi, and I live on the east side, and I still bought my car from Feldman Chevrolet in Novi. Sean Belesian lives by Novi. He bought his car there, too.
True story.
He can tell you. Feldman Chevrolet in Novi is Michigan's #1 Chevrolet dealer. Sam Flannel, before he slammed his head into the locker, he bought a car from Feldman Chevrolet in Novi also. They got great lease deals on the Silverado 1500 Crew. They also have great deals on the 2025 Equinox front-wheel drive SUV. If that's what you're in the market for, scan the QR code above my head. You want a Corvette? They got those too. Wherever you fit in the Chevrolet pantheon, that's where you go. Feldman Chevrolet in Novi. They're Michigan's #1 Chevrolet dealer. Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
Head to woodwardsports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward Sports gear. Woodwardsports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at woodwardsports.com. A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports. The bats are hot, and the weather is getting hotter. Summertime in the D with Detroit's big hitters, Woodward Sports. A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Neil Rule here for Woodward Merch. Go to shop.woodwardsports.com. Get the very best in Detroit sports wearables. Yes, playoff time is here. That is correct. Get your Woodward basketball gear together. Tiger season, we're going all the way through the fall, everybody. And don't forget draft week. F them picks, boo them kids. You know what it is. Shop.woodwardsports.com. All right, keeping it pushing. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network on a Friday. Somebody asked me about the bourbon. I have post-show obligations like directly after. I'm gonna have one though. I'm gonna have one. In the next break, I'll slide out. I'll get it. I am gonna have one just to keep the sanctity of Bourbon Friday. But yeah, we're doing it. Neil Rule, Sean Belesian, Chase, TDN. He is the captain now. Sam Flannel's in the sound booth. The skies are darkening. They say some tough weather's coming through, but it's going to be really quick when it moves through. So that's what it is. DNC, ENT, NFL on Christmas already this year. The draft is the least of their worries. It is a Nickel Package Friday. We're going to try to get to all of them, so we're starting now, Sean. Is that fair?
Let's go.
You ready, Chase?
We are ready.
Little Lions Draft Nickel Package?
Yeah, Lions Draft
Let's
Nickel
do it.
Package. First down. Is Tyler Shaw taking Jackson Dart's spot as that QB you didn't see coming?
It's the greatest old bit in the history of drafts. It is the greatest. You tell people in January, you tell people into February, you tell people into March. There are going to be more quarterbacks taken in the first round than any of you can imagine. And more often than not, you have people telling you what a moron you are, you're dumb, you don't pay attention. all those things might be true, and I'm not going to argue with too many of them, but in this regard, Neil, it is a time-honored process in the National Football League. Guys are going to take quarterbacks in the first round. They're going higher than you thought. Who came up with that question? Was that yours?
Yeah.
Neil, perfect question. And I'll tell you why it was a perfect question. Because 2 months ago, people were saying you're nuts to think Jackson Dart's going in the first round. And now everybody and their brother knows he's going in the first round. So, yes, the answer to your question, you could throw just about any Will Flannel Sam, quarterback at North Dakota Tech, be that quarterback you didn't see coming early. Yes, really. With every quarterback, yes, that's a great question.
And, Sean, it's as you said, it's as tried and true as time itself. Jackson Dart is in there. Tyler Shaw. And, look, I liked him better the first time when he was Chris Winkie. If he walked in the studio right now, I wouldn't know who he was. For real, if he walked in the studio, I wouldn't know who he was. I'll be honest. I'm not going to be like you guys and sit there and lie and say, well, I really like, he's got good size. You guys are going to give me the whole breakdown on him. You're going to go full Mel Kiper. Prototypical size, passing twitch and arm strength, efficient ball release, ball shoots off his hand, has tons of zip on it, arm strength gives him access to every inch of the field, including the left field side throws as well. Elasticity to deliver throws from different arm angles. Save it. All right? The dude's 25, going on 26. Save it, dude. And I didn't watch Louisville football, but I'm going to take a shot on this one and say it ain't going to work. Sorry. But that's what I'm going to do. But he's going to get drafted in the first round because that's the way it works.
That's the way it is.
Sorry about it, everybody.
We can all move on with our day now. Now that we've established. And then we'll have this conversation again multiple times next year, which is always fun.
It is crazy. Dante151 in the Super Chat. Matt Miller of ESPN reported that the Chiefs are looking to trade up in the first round from their current spot at 31. Interesting. But, yeah, we see it all the time, and that's the way that it always works. Danny G. He does have great size, though. Thank you, Danny. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Second down.
Second down in the NFL draft nickel package. Travis Hunter said he would quit football if he's not allowed to play both ways. How much can he play both ways in this league?
That's what I keep going back and forth with, Sean. The college stuff, the 130 plays, the 125 plays, which I celebrate him for in college. That's how great of a player he was, that he had to be on the field at all time. You're not physically capable of that in this league with these men that are running around this field with intent to injure you. And everyone knows it. That's what it is. Sean, he can't so he's not going to play 125 plays. I think we all agree on that. So then what's the number, Sean? What do you think it will be? He's going to do it.
He's going to do it. And let me just piggyback on what you said as well. There is not a snowball's chance in hell his body will hold up. It is the National Football League, man. This is the creme de la creme. I have all the respect in the world for the dude. He made my job, Neil, if you recall, as a Heisman voter, he made my job so easy last year. It was no brainer. So mad respect for the guy. You can't do it. And I have no other way to say that, man. 70, I guess. That would be. I say it all the time, and Lord knows we know it with running backs in particular. And it's funny, I often go back to Joik because Joik was very, very cognizant of this. There's a shelf life, okay? There is. And sometimes a guy goes longer than his shelf life. I'll be honest with you, Saquon Barkley probably went well past his shelf life, especially with the wear and tear he gets. Occasionally you get guys like that, but when the bottom drops out, it drops out. When you take that much contact to your body doesn't bounce back. So I worry for the guy, but clearly it's going to happen, Neil. How about 70? Is that a good number? 70?
I still feel like that's aggressive.
It is aggressive. Well, absolutely, but 70.
And I love Travis Hunter. You guys know that. I do like the little mock Heisman ballot for Woodward, and I never had him out of there because I thought he's the best football player in America. He is the best player at playing football in all of college football. Sean, you voted for him for the Heisman.
No brainer.
You echo my sentiments.
No brainer. I loved your logic behind it. I told you I give you full marks for your logic. And you and I are cut from the same cloth. We like to give people credit. Instead of pawning this off as something I said, I can say Neil said this, and all it did is punctuate. Travis Gent is as good as he was. We'll see that again. We will see that again, Neil. There might be a running back next year at New Mexico. There might be a running back at NC State, okay, that's going to do the type of things that he did. What Travis Hunter did last year,
we have not seen since. We will not see again.
Nope.
It's just the way that it is. With that being said, if I'm a Browns fan, I don't want it. I think it's too gadgety to work in this league with the men that play in this league. If I were a fan, Sean, I would not want if the Lions were picking second, I would not want the Lions to take them. For real. I wouldn't. Would you?
No.
Thank you.
No.
Flannel?
And I hate saying that. No.
You see where I'm driving at here? Like, I think can we put that on the chat poll? If the Lions were picking 2, would you want them to take Travis Hunter? Yes or no? I'm fascinated by this.
I love the way you said it too, because that's exactly that would be,
because you're supposed to say yes.
I would hate myself for it. I would. I would like no, and then I'd pass on him. And look again. No disrespect to Ashton, the dude. Like, he's gonna go high. I think he'll be a productive running back. But when you're talking about Travis Hunter, this is transcendent stuff. It is. I mean, we don't see crap like this. I worry about the guy, though. I don't want to have that conversation 2-3 years from now. Gosh damn it, why did we take this guy? You knew this was going to happen. The body can only take so many hits, man.
Woodward Sports chat thread, a little stinky. Hunter's too young to know better. When he starts getting tackled by elite NFL athletes, he'll stop wanting to play both ways. Sure. Gromit 0237, he wants to play every down. Okay, I get it. If I were him, I'd want to play every down too. But this is the NFL, guys, and I don't know. All right, let's do this. Let's take the break. When we come back, we'll wrap up the NFL nickel package. We'll get into the Lions nickel package. I have a draft watching nickel package, circa Spenny, that I want to touch on as well. We got some Pistons playoff stuff to get into in the nickel packages as well. Where are we going, Chase?
We are going to Planet Fitness, Neil.
Just came from there, as a matter of fact, just down the road. Planet Fitness, over 50 of them in Metro Detroit, 2,600 plus of them in the world. With the Black Card at just $24.99 a month, you get access to all of them. Whatever your flavor is in terms of working out, if you like lifting, if you like cardio, if you like stretching, plyometrics, whatever you want to do, it's under that same roof at Planet Fitness. It's one of the best values in American consumerism. I'll say it like this, guys. I'll never be a member at another gym. Never. As long as Planet Fitness is around, that's where my gym membership will be. Go to planetfitness.com or just pull in the parking lot. You'll pass a couple on the way home. Planet Fitness, don't pay more money to lift the same weights.
Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer, is kicking off the game with the best prices on all cars, trucks, and SUVs, like this 2024 Silverado for just $296 a month, or this 2025 Equinox for as low as $371 a month. Our locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing means we have the perfect Chevy right in your backyard. Get the home team advantage every day at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
Let's give it up for David Tully, everybody. David Tully. This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Sports fans, don't miss out on expert sports injury insights with Dr. Jeff Pierce of Michigan Sports and Spine. Join Dr. Jeff Pierce every Tuesday during Big D Energy and Thursday during Ermanni and Edwards, where he offers his top-notch injury advice. Trust the guy that DMAC trusts. Dr. Jeff Pierce is here to keep you in the game and performing at your best. For more information, visit Michigan Sports and Spine at michigansportsandspine.com or call 248-426-9924.
All right, keeping it pushing, everybody. Big D Energy Nickel Package Friday. Neil Rule, Sean Belesian. We have Sam Flannel in the sound booth. He's easing his way into the show today. We have Chase in the TD booth. We have all of you in the Woodward Sports chat thread, like Jason Kenyon with the super chat. Take a break from Detroit Pro Sports. Let's get the Michigan Rodeo mentioned again. Blaine Houston's 19, tearing the pro and college world up and down in Texas. Cody Taylor blowing up the bullfighting world. I grew up with the parents, our fam, our OG. Jason, I checked ProRodeo.com. You can see all the stats and everything like that. I'm in. I'm locked in. I'm paying attention, Jason. Sure, 100%. Silent Service in the chat. Travis is too cocky for me. I never got that from him. Like, he is an elite athlete, like one of the most elite athletes in the world. He likes bass fishing too.
Confident and cocky can be. I think he's very confident. I don't get the cocky stuff.
I don't either.
Whatever. He's very confident, and he's going to get that confidence knocked down a block or two, though. You cannot do what he wants to do in the National Football League. You can't. I'm sorry. It's non-negotiable to me, Neil. It really is. You're going to. It might not happen in year one. It might not even happen in year two. You're going to get your dick knocked off. It's the way it is, man. It's the National Football League.
Rando Smalls, could Brad be slow playing to see what it could take to get into the top 10 or top 15?
Yes. You know it. I know.
Well, everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's the thing that we've learned. Whatever that board says, that's how they operate.
Yep.
Period. End of story. And if it makes dollars and it makes sense, then they'll do it. So, I mean, I think we've learned that to this point. Updating the chat poll. If the Lions had the second pick, would you want the Lions to draft Travis Hunter? 71% of the people say no. Okay. Dom Rivera 88. Don't forget to hit that like button for the guys. Yeah, sure, you're here. Like, you may as well push
nice.
it.
Thank you, sir.
NFL nickel package. Freddie Felt 313 in the super chat. Bing bong these nuts. Pistons in 6. Bad boys. Bad boys. Second hour. We got a Pistons Knicks nickel package. So make sure you tap in to that one. You ready to go? Where are we at? Third down?
Yeah, we're at third down.
Third down.
Of the
NFL draft nickel package.
Yeah. Giants general manager Joe Shane said drafting a quarterback is not mandatory, but it is, isn't it?
We just got done talking about that, Sean. Did we not?
Yes, it is.
You got you
Look who he has.
right.
I'm not being funny. I mean, we love Jameis and everything, but look at his 3 quarterbacks. Like,
they have to take one.
Russ,
right?
Jameis, and Tommy DeVito. That they have to take a quarterback. You know, maybe they do. We're gonna miss the first wave, but you take one in the second, and you take one in the third, and you tell everybody, we think this is the best quarterback on the board. We really extensively, and then you read all those superlatives that Neil read earlier. But my gosh, yes, you have to take a quarterback. You have to.
Sean, which one do you want? Real quick, just to divert the path. Which one do you want? Which quarterback?
Out of all the quarterbacks?
No, which one do you want to hear the superlatives on?
You know what? Cam Ward.
Cam Ward?
Yeah, let's hear Cam Ward.
Okay. Let's take a look at the superlatives of Cam Ward. Has a relaxed, fluid throwing motion. Ball comes out fast with an easy flick of the wrist, snappy release, creative athleticism in and out of structure. It expands his options. Outstanding feel to elude pursuit, maneuver around, pressure, and buy extra time. A bold passer, not afraid to thread the needle or push it downfield. 56% of his completions were more than 10 yards. He was number 1 in FBS.
Okay.
Sold, right?
Yeah, I'm in. Let's go.
All right, next down.
Next down, 4th down of the NFL draft nickel package. Does the NFL still care about college players that opt out of bowl games or seasons like in Will Johnson's case?
Are you throwing shade?
I just read the sheet as it's, I read the script. I'm Ron Burgundy over here.
Flannel, this guy's over here taking shots. Can I get your thoughts on that?
He was the best defensive player on a national championship winning team. He's good.
Did he opt out of the season?
I mean, he got hurt, and they were having a disappointing year. They had no shot at the playoffs. It's becoming a tale as old as time, or a tale as recent as time. It's been happening. It's gonna keep happening. If people have a problem with it, then they're gonna have a problem with a lot of the best prospects.
It's a measured answer, Flannel. No, but Sean, they don't care.
They don't care at all.
Why would you?
No, don't matter. Don't let. And can we call it what it is? He opted out. It's okay.
I go to Flannel. He's the Michigan fan.
Flannel.
Do you feel as though he opted out?
He opted out, right?
I mean, sure, but he did enough the year before. Like,
No, you don't have to qualify it.
But how about this? Yes or no? Do you feel he opted out of the last season?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Keith
And you know what? I don't have a problem with it.
Right.
Yeah,
have a
Keith
problem
O
with
says, I don't blame Will.
No,
I don't
have a
either.
problem. No,
I
have
wouldn't.
no
Why
problem.
would I want to go play for Auburn? What?
That's aggressive.
They were both 7-5 after the national championship.
Well, I mean, 8-5 if you want to be technical.
Well, so was Auburn. They won a bowl game too.
That's fair. Just to let it play out a little bit longer. I mean, it's kind of fair. You're giving it 1 year afterwards. Auburn's been basically a mid-level SEC team for the better part of 15 years.
Okay.
Sometimes worse than mid. Lots of 5-7 seasons sprinkled in there too.
But no, I don't blame him at all. And the NFL doesn't care either. Like,
No.
the bottom line, this league has always been overt about that. Can you play? If you can play, you can do some pretty egregious things and continue to play. If you look throughout time, the only time people in this league, the only time they care about conduct, the way you've acted, is when you can't play anymore. By and large, I'm right.
Factual statement.
Factual statement. Absolutely. Next down.
Next down, 5th down of the NFL draft nickel package. Tampa Bay GM Jason Lick said that he uses national mock drafts as part of the evaluation process. So do other general managers in the league. Does that surprise you?
Sean, I read that story, and I couldn't believe it. But I could. But I couldn't.
I think
He said it's a part of the evaluation. Quote, it's a part of the evaluation process.
if this was my job, if I was a National Football League general manager, I would absorb every single ounce of information that was available to me. No bullshit. Not only what my staff is saying, what other people are saying. Sit in that lobby out in Indy at when it's lying season, not LION, LYING, where all these guys lied to each other in the lobby and we really love that Chase kid. Oh, we're not so high on that Flannel Sam, and then they make Flannel Sam their number one pick. I would absorb every single bit of information. What I'm surprised at is he verbalized it. That's what I do not believe for a second a general manager whose livelihood and reputation really rides on having success in the draft. I do not believe for a second that they don't peruse some of this shit. I'm not saying that they do it geeky like us. I'm not saying that they run their 15 mock draft simulators a day. I really don't think that Brad Holmes is sitting at home going, all right, well, what if I traded out here? I don't think that's yes, they are reading that stuff. Yes, they are privy to that information.
Okay, how about this? Hoof-Hearted says, the media are absolutely garbage at evaluating players, yet NFL GMs just said they use their mock drafts as part of the evaluation process. I would say, here's what I've learned about sports media. There are people in sports media that are elite, like could do it for teams. There's only so many jobs for teams. There are people that are elite. I would put up the work that a couple of the draft people that Sean works with are elite at film breakdown. Russell is elite at film breakdown. Bischoff's elite at all of it. Like, those guys are elite. So the mainstream media, yes, are garbage at it, but I'll cut them a pass, because you can't be up on these shows and be on every single show across a network for 10, 12 hours a day and then go break down film. You can't do it. There's not enough time in the day.
Didn't Mike Mayock go from working for NFL.com doing mock draft stuff or working for some company and then to like becoming the general manager of the Raiders?
News? I think it was Dallas Morning
but I mean,
News.
he would do mock drafts every year. And he'd be always in the conversation. Then he became the general manager of the Raiders when they had John Gruden as their coach.
Can I throw this out there as well? All right, so this generation of general managers, they grew up in the same generation you and I did, Neil, okay? I watched in real time the NFL draft be a thing that you had to read about the next day.
Right.
I watched it in real time, okay? And I say this all the time, and I don't know how this is argued. You cannot put a price tag onto the Mel Kiper effect in the National Football League. In the last 30 years, he might be the most influential person for the National Football League.
He's the most valuable guy to the NFL draft. End of story.
It's insane. It is absolutely insane. What the draft was, what it's become, all the draft experts that it spawned, it's incredible. So why do I bring all that up? Because, Neil, if I'm 15-year-old Brad Holmes and I have an interest in the National Football League, you're damn right I'm reading what Mel Kiper has to say. If I'm whoever, fill in the blank. Yes, you know what? I want to see what he has to say. I want to see what he has to say. Ooh, this dude hit one last year that nobody thought he would hit. It's not in any way, shape, or form, Neil, influencing their decision. But you're full of shit if you say you don't watch. I'm sorry. I'll tell you point blank. You're full of shit. So, you know what? If I ask Brad Holmes, Brad, seriously, are you going to sit there and tell me you have not read one iota of the NFL draft in anywhere, whether it be ESPN, whether it be you're sitting around at home, oh, look, a mock draft just came up. I don't believe that. I don't believe that for a second. Again, I'm not saying that they're influencing that. But my goodness gracious, isn't it your job to take in every bit of information possible?
I mean, the reality is that Jason Licht is a really good GM. He's made a lot of great draft picks. The Buccaneers have been a really successful franchise over even the 21st century, but even winning a Super Bowl in 2020, being able to build it back up to where they're a consistent playoff team with Baker Mayfield. And a lot of that is because of the draft picks by this man. If Joe Shane were saying this, we'd all be clowning him. This guy's got some equity. Just tell him the truth. Yep.
Got a message here from Ryan. Says Mel Kiper single-handedly made the draft an event. And that is true.
100%. He does not get the credit he deserves. I've said that for 10 years.
Is he an old bit now?
100%.
Yeah.
You can hate his guts all you want. That's okay.
But he invented the game.
You guys, again, all right? You don't get it. Like, Neil, you remember. I'm not joking. Flannel, you had to legitimately look in the paper the next day to see who people drafted. I want you to think about that.
It's hard to believe. And you even see there was that 30 for 30 about the draft with John Elway and Jim Kelly and Dan Marino and all of that. And it looked like
83.
83. It was just a room with. Yep. It wasn't like what it is today.
It was in a Marriott conference room that had a wedding scheduled that night that they had to get all the helmet phones out of there and get it set up for a wedding.
Do you know one of the earliest, you know how they always build the drama stories during the draft? Do you remember one of the earliest drama stories in the NFL draft was a guy by the name of Mark Spindler. Mark Spindler, it was the 90 draft, and this is when ESPN went with all-day coverage. And they put a camera crew in Spin Dog's house, right? And little did I know at the time, I'd eventually end up working with the guy, becoming a buddy and everything. And it was Aaron Rodgers before Aaron Rodgers happened, because it went into the second round, and the second round kept coming. And you saw Spin Dog sitting like this, and you saw his family all worried. And then it was the third round, and he thought he was going someplace, and you saw that rage come out. And then when the Lions finally selected him, you were like, oh, good. Well, thank God this guy got drafted, and he's coming to the Lions. This will be pretty cool. Because I didn't know who Mark Spindler was. I had no idea who Mark Spindler from Pitt was, okay? So now, that was one of the early drama stories. It really was, and it happened to Spindler. And the NFL has done a fantastic job of 100% making this about everything but the game.
Right.
They really have.
Well,
They've done a fantastic job.
They've made it a religion. They're selling hope.
Yep.
You know what else does a fantastic job, Sean, is Woodward Sports. Is why you should stay tapped into
Isn't he unbelievable?
Woodward Sports.
Are you guys listening to
with
this?
all of our social media platforms. Follow us on Facebook, X, Instagram, along with YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok for the latest sports news, live updates, and behind-the-scenes action. Don't miss out. Hit that follow button and stay connected to Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Stock is
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you. The boys of summer are ready to get back to the playoffs, and there's no better place to get your Tigers coverage than Woodward Sports. Join us all season long as we follow as our hometown Tigers claw and fight. This ball is gone! The boys are back in town. Feel the roar with Woodward Sports.
Neil Rule here for Caesar Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. You can still scan the QR code on the screen, download the Caesar Sportsbook app, use the promo code Woodward1000 when you make your first deposit. Then that way, when you make your first bet, all the way up to $1,000, if your first bet loses, you'll get it back as a free bonus bet. It's almost like a do-over, everybody. You know what I'm saying there? So if you think the Pistons are going to beat the Knicks, like a lot of us do around here, then get in on it. I think they're 3-1, 3.5 to 1, $1,000 to get you back $3,500. Think about that. And if they don't do it, you get it back. It's a free bonus bet. I'm just saying. Promo code Woodward1000. It's Caesars, man. They're one of the OGs of the sports betting game. The app is clean. It doesn't glitch out. It's easy to navigate. They got all the betting markets, all of it. You want to bet the NFL draft? Do that. Caesar Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. All right, Nickel Package Friday, already falling behind on the breaks because that's the way that it works. Yeah.
That's why Chase is here to crack that whip.
And he is, too.
Chase, you're like, I was just reading your stock. Your stock is skyrocketing right now. You're going to be earlier than anybody thought in this draft.
I appreciate it. They were calling me Don Kelly, Sean. I told them I'm better than Don Kelly. So,
Jason Kenyon back in the super chat. I'm talking about our guy Blaine Houston again, 4th generation. His dad and I are 3rd generation. Cody Taylor's a generation talent. I like Blaine. He's from McBain, Michigan, world famous for the Labor Day weekend rodeo. I did not know that, as a matter of fact. I grew up there with family. Cody's one of the part of the OG, J-Bar, J Rodeo. Many OGs in Michigan lived it. I didn't know that the rodeo history was so deep in Michigan. I figured that was a Southern thing. I figured it was like good college football, that it just happened in the South. But I guess that's not the case.
Last 2 national champions. I'm just saying, that's not further proof that the SEC is king. They've been king, but just saying.
I think we have to have a conversation when this season ends, Neil. I do. Like, if it happens again, then maybe it's time to have a conversation.
Sure.
Maybe just. I still think that there is.
When's the time frame you want to go back to?
That's where you lose.
No, I get it.
But if you do it 3 years in a row, like let's say, and it isn't even the big, okay? It's somebody else. It's a non-SEC team. Do we, at that point in time after 3 years, don't we have to kind of sit back and go, okay, this isn't an exception to a rule. This is 3 years in a row now. I think that's a fair conversation to have after this year,
Sure.
don't you? After this year.
But doing it 3 times does not put you on their level.
I couldn't agree more.
You realize that I don't think the people realize like the run of dominance.
No, I understand, but
And when you get 5 different teams that do it,
that's
6 different teams that do it.
That's where the SEC's probably always going to have over the Big Ten, unless a Penn State or Oregon breaks through. But I'm not holding.
Yeah, let me know.
I know. I'm not.
Let me know
holding
when
my
Penn State breaks through.
I really thought.
But
they
yet,
were gonna
for
beat
some
Notre
reason,
Dame.
they always get the shot.
Well, with the
They always get the easy road.
with the 12-team playoff, they're probably going to get in again.
100% they will.
They really should have beat Notre Dame, but that's what they do. But
Burn in the super chat. Brad Holmes just looks at Packer fans who want the Packers to draft and then jumps them to get that guy. I hope he does that. Oh my God, that would be electric.
That's a good bit.
Rando Smalls. Kuiper only hypes whoever agent pays him the most. Well, your government's the same way, man. Like that's the way of the world. That's the way it's always been.
speaking of the NFL draft, do you guys want to get into the NFL draft nickel package yet? We got first down when we're ready.
Oh, for the Lions, right? Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Watching, or do you want to do the Lions, or do you want to do watching?
Let's do the Lions, then we'll do the watching the draft
All right,
nickel
let me
package.
find that real fast.
Let's get the people here going on the Lions.
You said Lions? Because I'm
Correct.
not seeing that in the nickel package.
Last one down at the bottom.
I found it.
Yep.
All right. Yes or no? Do the Lions stay at 28?
It's a tough question to answer because you don't have the data. How'd the board fall? What does the Lions board look like? I mean, I guess if you had to, I'll answer it this way, Sean.
All right.
I heard somebody talking about Jihad Campbell. The Lions are 38-1 plus 3,800 to take a linebacker. I feel like that's worth a spin. And if you hear that the Lions have made a trade, then you can get really excited.
I think this goes back to what you said earlier in the show, and I think you were spot on with it, Neil. This is a guy in Brad Holmes that if there's somebody sitting there at 15 that he's in love with, he's shown us he's going to move. We've seen it.
Yeah.
It's not going to. One of my old bits that I have to throw away now with Brad Holmes is the amount of times we talk about a trade up or trade down happening, and the amount of times it actually happens are two incredibly different numbers, except for Brad Holmes. Really? Really. I mean, look at his draft history. This is a guy that has shown BPA. What does their board look like? Is there a guy that's sitting there that they didn't expect to be there? What's the cost going to be if he decides to move up to 17, 18, whatever the case may be? So, yes, Neil, in that regard, I don't think why would anybody think he's going to stay at 28? And I oftentimes do that. I don't know if you guys do the same thing. I'm addicted to mock draft simulators. I have a problem. I openly admit it. Diet Mountain Dew and mock draft simulators. Those are my vices. And I almost feel like, Neil, I'm not doing it right because I always stay at 28. I just don't think they're going to stay at 28, man.
Skydog 722, the SEC is just as top-heavy as the Big Ten is. Oregon. Who did Oregon lose to in the national title game? Auburn, LSU, Alabama, Florida had one of the greatest runs in college football history. I would say that's patently false.
You know what we do? We're very good about talking about our little, like when Michigan State was really good, that national brand for about 3 years. It was only 3 years and then it was gone. I think we're really good about talking about stuff like that and putting that on a pedestal as opposed to teams winning multiple national champions. So I think that's one thing that we're very guilty of doing this in Big Ten country.
Update on the chat poll. If the Lions had the second pick, would you want the Lions to pick Travis Hunter? 66% of the people say no. So there's that out there. Also, next down.
Next down in the Lions NFL Draft nickel package. Yes, we know BPA. But would we be shocked if they went with anything other than the trenches with the first pick?
Would I be shocked? You can't be shocked. You can't be shocked at anything he does. The Jahmyr Gibbs, the Jack Campbell of it all. And we're talking high stakes, right? Like the ultimate push your chips in the middle of the table. Where theoretically, if it doesn't work, you'll be crucified, but it does work. So, Sean, no. Like, I laugh when I hear people say, Brad plays it safe. Brad doesn't want to take risk. There is no bigger risk in the NFL draft in the last 5 years than what he did. And we forget about it because it worked. What he did with Jack Campbell and Jahmyr Gibbs is insanity when you put it all back together.
And again, a vast majority of people won't admit what I'll admit. I didn't like it in moment one. I had to bite my tongue. I had to swallow hard and remember who made the picks because by that time he had built up a pretty big credit line. But I'll tell you, Neil, did you like it? I didn't like it.
No.
I didn't like
Braylon
it at all.
Edwards walked out of the draft. I became a meme that day.
Yeah, I didn't like it. Flannel, did you like it?
No, I did not. And honestly, at the time, Brad Holmes hadn't even made the playoffs. So that was very, very risky. That could have, in theory, halted it. But as we all know, that was the right move all along.
It's crazy. Because I haven't even gone back to think about it since just this moment.
No, you shouldn't.
It's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy. And you know what's even more crazy? That it worked as well as it worked. That's stunning to me.
Unbelievably as well as it did. I'm with you, dude.
Like,
I'm with you.
If you recreated that draft, I don't know that I would do anything different. Like, I could give you, knowing who the players were, I could give you the results, and I don't know that I would have done anything different.
There's a reason why I asked this question, and I think you kind of smelled it out. Listen, the logic in me says edge, D-line, or interior offensive lineman. The logic in me, okay? What we have to do is we have to take our logic and we have to take our need and we have to put that on the back burner and remember who's drafting. And that's why I asked both these questions. Neil, yeah, I think they'll stay at 28. It's Brad Holmes. They're gonna go IOL,
Trenches.
right? Booker, maybe a guy whose name we're gonna mention, right? Brad Holmes. You can't, and I think that's what makes him his legend continue to grow. Because if we're having these conversations, what do you think general managers around them are? What do you think Brad Holmes got cooking? What are the Lions going to do? They're still okay. They're very relevant. Okay, no matter what some idiots in the national sports media say, they're very relevant. They're still one of the teams to beat. What the hell does he got cooking? Brad's been very quiet over there. I think that's a great card to play, dude. I really do. It's a great card to play.
You want to take the break, Chase? Finish this up?
Yeah, if you guys are ready, we can hit the break. We are going to JAR. So let me tell you a little bit about them. Woodward sports fan, whether you're hitting a game or simply just chilling, JARS is home to Michigan's largest lineup of rec cannabis products. They've got 27 locations across the great state of Michigan, repping Michigan in a big way. 9 locations are right in Metro Detroit, so there's always one nearby. And if you're in Grand Rapids, Madison Heights, Milan, or Milan, New stores are coming your way. Go to jars.com to go see where you can find your favorite cannabis products today. It's 420 week, guys. They have a bunch of 50% off sales going on, so check out Jars.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles, and with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Detroit has the best sports fans in the world. That's why they deserve the best sports coverage in the world. We are the Woodward Sports Network. Summer are ready to get back to the playoffs, and there's no better place to get your Tigers coverage than Woodward Sports. Join us all season long as we follow as our hometown Tigers claw and fight. This one is gone. Boys are back in town. Feel the roar with Woodward Sports.
Guys, about Lady Jane's, the best place to get your hair cut or braided if you got long hair like myself. Come on down and get yourself looking wicked awesome with the wicked awesome stylist down at Lady Jane's. You got the hot towel neck shave, the or hot lather neck shave, hot towel treatment. I can't talk right now, but just to let you guys know, they take good care of you down at Lady Jane's. So come on down. Book online, walk in, they'll get you all taken care of.
All right, back at it. Hour number 2, Big D Energy on a Friday. Laid back nickel package Friday. Neil Rule, Sean Belizean, Sam Flannel here in the building. Chase in the big chair. He is a captain now. All of you in the Woodward Sports chat thread. Dante151, if you want to jump the line, use a super chat. Dante Flannel, it's always a bit with James Franklin. He always chokes against the better teams like Michigan, Ohio State, and SEC teams. Trust me, Franklin stinks.
That's the thing, though. He doesn't. He's just good. But there's a limited ceiling.
That is a 100% accurate statement. I agree with you.
Yeah.
But like if you look at his body of work, okay, it's been good, including winning a Big Ten title. I mean, people forget he did mix in a Big Ten title before, okay? And they got fucked that year, but that's a story for a different day. But with that being said, well, all right, no, it's not a story for a different day. If you're a committee that comes out and says we're going to put a premium on a conference champion, and then you don't put a premium on the conference champion, I'm done paying attention to you. You lost me, right? Do I think that Penn State was the best that year? Absolutely not. No way in hell. The committee made the right decision. But don't tell me, hey, Neil, you won the conference. We're going to put the premium on you. And then not do it. That's when I back off. That's when I was like, okay.
Well, it depends on who it is.
Well, but no, actually, it doesn't when you throw that out there, though. I get what you're saying, and yes, from my vantage point, you're 100% right. But I think all we have to do when you deal with a committee is when you say something like that, oh, okay, well, I'm going to buy into that, and then you decided not to.
Well,
so
the basketball selection committee prepped you for what the football selection committee will be like this year with what they did with North Carolina.
100%.
They rewarded the schedule. You didn't even have to win. You just had to play the games.
Set your watch. It's
Yeah.
no doubt about that.
They dropped another hammer in there. Look at North Carolina's schedule. Yeah, but they were 1-11 against it. Yeah, but did you see how hard the schedule was?
I'm looking forward to revisiting some of the conversations that we had a year ago. And I know, Flannel, you and I had a couple conversations when we worked last summer. I think the people that sit back and think that there are going to be exceptions made for cute little stories, I think you're sadly mistaken. It's not going to work like that
over.
anymore.
That's over.
It's not
because
gonna
it's
work
going
like
to
that
be,
anymore.
look at the hard schedule North Carolina played.
You got it.
Yeah, they were 1-11 against them.
And you know, look, does that mean at some point in time you might see 5 SEC teams and 5 Big Ten teams? Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And we all better get used to it, man. We all better get used to it because it's coming.
I mean, I'm not one for the Cinderella anyway, so it doesn't bother me none.
Flannel's the kind of guy that goes to Panera Bread to eat on vacation.
That's slanderous.
For real. That's what Sam Flannel
That's
is.
funny.
That's what you Michigan people are. What? Hey man, we're in Honolulu. Let's go get breakfast. Okay, yeah, let's go to McDonald's.
I don't like Loyola Chicago's or George Mason's or
Even when they go to the Final Four?
No.
Like, could it just be that they were good?
You got to beat Loyola Chicago.
Now, and that's fair. I will give you that. That is a very good comeback, but it made me even want to beat them anymore. I was tired of seeing Sister Jean's stupid face.
Well, do you know what the biggest problem is? It has to happen organically. That's the biggest problem. You can't put them on a pedestal and try to make it happen. When it becomes a great story is when the team makes its own way. And you know what? Loyola Chicago made their own way. You have to, and so that wasn't like, okay, wow, we were cute, we pulled one big upset, and then it just so happens we played the 10 seed the next round, and oh my gosh, we got another one. Now, that was legitimate, and I just don't see it happening in college football. I don't see them looking at, let's say, a non-traditional power. Okay, a non-traditional power. Virginia goes off and has an unbelievable year. I mean, the Cavaliers, who haven't been worthy in 30 years since Herman Moore was there. And George Welsh, the legend, and all that. Okay, Virginia goes off and has this magic year. Okay, do you really think they're going to give Virginia anything? It's not going to happen. No, if they win the ACC, that's different. But you put together that 11-1, 10-2 season, they're not going to get the benefit of the doubt. It doesn't work that way.
They absolutely will not. Jason Kenyon in the Super Chat. He's back. Yeah, I love Detroit sports. Can't afford it, but speaking about rodeo in Michigan, I have to make it worth it. I ripped Michigan for 26 years in rodeo, walked with the best and beat the best at times. It was definitely worth it. Jason loves him some rodeo, man.
That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool, actually. I like rodeo, dude. I do. Nicholas Dunking, go blue. Mike G, go blue, Neil. Okay.
We want to jump back into the Lions NFL draft.
Yes, let's do it. Yeah,
thank you, Chase. There he is again. There he is again. Ah, son of a bitch.
Let's go.
Third down. What if James Pierce is sitting there? Potential need versus best player available at 28.
I don't think it's any of that because I think he will be available at 28. Just when you read and Sean, you're sick with this, so I'll defer to you because you go deeper in the woods. But I would imagine in the limited James Pierce read-ups that I have done, the caliber of people that have done the talking on it that say, no, absolutely not, that people have no idea. I would imagine you found the same thing.
I love the idea of James Pierce, but it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen here.
He's going to go in the second round, right?
Somebody will do it. I don't think the Lions will. I always, and I know we've had this conversation the last couple of weeks, if there's a place that could point his rudder in the right direction, it's Detroit. because we all talk about how the cultures change, and it starts with Dan, and you know, everybody's on the same page and everything. If there's a place that you might be able to make that work, I think it's Detroit. I really do. I don't think they're going to do it, Neil. I don't. And I don't, Flannel, I kind of see you smirking over there. I don't know your thoughts on it. I think you could go get an edge later in the second round and even the third round, the way that this class is, and you would be okay. But I don't think they'll do it.
I want it. I want James Pierce Jr. Maybe I don't take all the ancillary stuff into account as much. I like the talent. I like the production. I like what I've seen from him, because Tennessee was a good team, watched a lot of them, and just the measurables. I'm a James Pierce Jr. fan. Whether it happens or not, that's immaterial to what I want, and I'm going to push agendas.
I can't stress this enough, and Neil, you made reference to it. I love the guy. I do. Lions won't take him.
No,
My jaw
I
would
agree.
drop.
I don't
My
think he's
jaw
going to
would
go in the
drop.
first round.
Yeah.
I'm stunned by the people I've talked to, what they've had to say.
Do you?
Stunned.
I always say this. Do you want to know how the NFL mock drafts work? Okay, in January nobody has a clue. In February nobody really has a clue. In early March you start to get a semblance of what the NFL is thinking. By this point in the game, you have a pretty good idea of what people in the NFL is thinking. What have you seen James Pierce numbers do?
Yeah. Continue to drift.
Just continue to go down. They continue to go down. Now, that doesn't mean that somebody isn't going to have the same mentality that I had and say, we'll make it work. We'll make it work. We're going to tell this guy, everybody was betting against you except for us. Now you have an opportunity to prove everybody right. We believed in you. Somebody's going to try it because there's immense talent. It won't be the Lions.
Chase, in the chat poll, can we wrap that one up? If James Pierce is there at 28, do you want the Lions to take him? I want to do a fun little exercise.
I gotcha.
All right, so let's do it. We got one more?
We got two more. We got
Two more.
fourth and fifth down
Okay.
of the Lions NFL Draft Nickel Package. Amon-Ra St. Brown went fourth round, 112th overall. Is that the wide receiver magic round?
Seems to be, right? Like these guys, I don't know what it is. Although, when I say this is for the Ryan Ermannis of the world. What?
I am waiting with just bated breath.
This is for the Ryan Ermannis of the world, all right? The whole, if it comes down to it and you can let Jamison Williams walk and then just draft a receiver in the fourth round. For that crowd, what Jamison Williams does not exist in the fourth round. He doesn't exist with the 15th pick unless they're coming off an ACL tear. Like, that's – I want to be careful with this when we start doing this. Amon-Ra St. Brown is a Hall of Famer. I believe I was first on the scene to say make the gold jacket, right, Flannel? I think you and I were doing a lot of shows together at that time.
Sure, yeah, you can say that.
To make the gold jacket now. A, you can't count on that in the fourth round. And B, what Amon-Ra St. Brown is what's available in the fourth round. There is a knock. There's a mark against them. There's an intangible. There's a trait that scouts don't like. Guys like Jamison Williams, you can't get in the fourth round because they're not there because they have something that is mercurial. Not good, not the best in this draft, the best that we've seen in 10 years. Like, that's what it is. And Flannel looks down right now. He hates that I'm talking like that,
stop.
but in the end, he knows I'm right.
He got 1,000 yards. I've laid down my swords.
Do you know
On how many catches?
What, 50-something?
That's insane. Sorry, go ahead.
Do you know who I look at, Neil, as that guy? There's a guy by the name of Xavier Restrepo from Miami. He's unbelievable. He really is. Go look up his numbers. He had a really unbelievable year. And you know what, Neil, to your point, he's listed at 5'10". He ain't 5'10".
Right.
He ain't 5'10".
You know,
And he put up, I mean, at Miami, you know, in that conference, put up national type numbers, right? I think 69 receptions, if I'm not mistaken. You can fact check me there. And yet he's slated to be a fourth round pick. you're going to get an Amon-Ra St. Brown type player. You're not going to get an impact player. Sometimes there are always exceptions to the rule. Sometimes you get a guy that turns into something that nobody saw him coming. But more often than not, you're going to get an Amon-Ra St. Brown player. And I'll take another Amon-Ra St. Brown type player if he can do it differently than Amon-Ra St. Brown, because I'm with you, Neil. I think that guy's going to be a Hall of Famer before all is said and done, and that's lofty praise.
I'm looking at Sean, a guy like Mark White, because with Mark White, if you're in a financial pinch and you're looking for your dream home, he's the guy to help you. Mark White and Associates, your trusted real estate experts, are here to help. With his team, that will pay up to $5,000 on your closing costs. That's right, I said $5,000. So call Mark White and Associates today at 248-290-8242 and visit them at markwhitesales.com. Again, call Mark White today at 248-290-8242 to make your dreams come true.
We are watching.
Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer, is kicking off the game with the best prices on all cars, trucks, and SUVs, like this 2024 Silverado for just $296 a month, or this 2025 Equinox for as low as $371 a month. Our locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing means we have the perfect Chevy right in your backyard. Get the home team advantage every day at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Enough Detroit sports. Make sure you listen to Ermanni and Edwards with Maz next, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. on the Woodward Sports Network. Injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Neil Rule here for the #1 Chevrolet dealer in Michigan. Of course, that's Feldman Chevrolet in Novi, Michigan's #1 Chevrolet dealer. Yes, they do it better than anyone. Great deals, lease deals on the Silverados and the Equinox. And it's very easy to shop the inventory. All you have to do is scan the QR code on the screen and bump around and see what you like. Whether or not you want to get the Corvette, you want to get an EV, whatever you want, Feldman Chevrolet in Novi is a play. I bought a car there. Sean bought a car there. Sam Flannel bought a car there. We all know. You can know too. Feldman Chevrolet in Novi, Michigan's #1 Chevrolet dealer. We're battling to get through these nickel packages, everybody. We're certainly trying.
Lions nickel package left. That's it. And then we're on to the next.
We're on to the watching the draft nickel package. Woodward Sports chat thread. Jump in to there. And Jason Kenyon one more time. Name, image, and likeness is a joke. Got to bring in rodeo again. I think they have it in college, don't they? I want to say they do. We've been doing this forever, sponsorships and all. I was offered a lot as a 16-year-old. Should have took the deal one on my own. Seriously, should have got paid then. But because I don't think like the rules applied, like rodeo, bass fishing, all that stuff. Freddie Felt 313 in the super chat. The Florida Gulf Coast tourney run was electric. Sam Flannel hates that ish.
Yeah, I do. I do.
How can you hate that?
I like one seeds. I like NBA players. That's why
you want to go to eat at McDonald's when you're on vacation. I get it.
That's not true. The one
you like brand names like Blue Magic.
Well, here's where my one sort of Cinderella, but not quite a Cinderella. My exception to the rule is I liked the Gordon Hayward, Shelvin Mack Butler team because they had dudes. I enjoyed that, but the one after Gordon Hayward retired with that bum Matt Howard as their leader, didn't like that one too much.
All right.
Man, you got a lot of conditions. All right, Woodward Sports chat thread. DNC ENT, Tyreek Hill literally went in like the 4th round. He was the 5th round.
And he's literally 5'9.5".
Yes.
Antonio Brown, fire up chips, 6th rounder.
Doesn't that kind of support what you were saying?
Yes. There was a wart.
Would
There was an
Would
imperfection.
you guys like seriously? That's the way it is. I mean, these
JUCO guy.
These guys don't like to take chances. That's just, very rarely are they going to be. It was funny. Somebody showed a clip of when the Bills drafted Josh Allen. Okay. And if you guys, I part of the reason I love Josh Allen is because people murdered that poor guy.
Yeah.
I mean, he got murdered. Okay. He went to Wyoming. He can't be good. Who did he play? Like who did Josh Allen play? He can't be. And the Buffalo fans just dejected and things like that. Occasionally you get a team that has the wherewithal to say, no, I don't give a crap what the warts are. I don't give a crap where he played. We love this guy, okay? More often than not, because you're talking about reputations and professional jobs that pay a shitload of money, more often than not, you're going to see the Tyreek Hill or the Antonio Brown fall down a draft. That's just, I'm sorry, that's the way it is. That's the way it's always been. Walter Payton, Jerry Rice, these guys didn't go to those great schools and everything. You're just not going to see people give that respect. It's sad, but that's the truth.
Weezy D313 is a healthy J-Mo better prospect than Malik Neighbors. Healthy J-Mo's a top 3 pick. How do I know that? Because he went 12th and a team traded capital to get him there with a torn ACL, knowing you weren't getting the first year out of him. I see your gears turning, Flannel. What?
No, that's actually a pretty good comparison because Neighbors was a big-time prospect, and we know now that he's a dude. So not a bad apples to apples.
It's insane that man got 1,000 yards on 50-plus catches. Insane.
He was fantastic.
It's insane. All right, 5th down.
5th down of the Lions NFL Draft nickel package. 7 picks, at least 5 of them in the trenches, right? Cornerback, wide receiver.
Yes.
No, I don't think so, Sean.
Okay. Cool.
I don't. They may mix in a tight end. They may mix in a receiver.
Well, that's what I said. I said cornerback, wide receiver. That's what, and then I think IOL, OT, maybe 2 edges.
They got to take a linebacker. Sean, you realize in 2026,
do they though?
In 2026, they have 2 linebackers under contract.
I don't know if they have to take one. I mean that in all sincerity.
I mean, you know what I mean.
Yeah, and I think, you can. That's the type of stuff. Let's wait and see after the draft, and let's see how somebody else's trash heap sounds. I really do, guys. I think the people that want flash and pizzazz, I think you're going to be disappointed this draft, and I don't have any problem with that in any way, shape, or form. Trenches win in the National Football League.
Mike G. Flannel, try the local clams when you're in the Mid-Atlantic. No, he's going to go to Red Lobster.
Shout out to clams.
Spencer Raxter.
How you doing?
Clams.
Well, clams are really
Very underrated, Spenny.
Yeah.
Very underrated.
I'm a big
Spenmo.
seafood guy. How you doing?
You're here early, huh?
Yeah, I decided to slum with you guys for
Yeah?
a little bit before. Yeah, I got a lot of prep I got to do. But no, it's been fine. Shout out Ermanni and Edwards for having me over the past couple of days.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's been.
For real. Blink twice. Tell
It's
me the
business.
truth.
It's business as usual. Like, I don't know.
See, when I hear that, that kind of
Sounds like he's covering
that
something
was
up,
his
doesn't
blink.
he?
That
No,
was
it's
his
literally there's a lot of graphics to put in, but
Is there really?
JB does them all, and I just drag them in there.
business as usual is his way.
And
of
Maz
blinking.
knows to check his tone,
Business as usual, like a Diddy party.
like
huh?
a Diddy party. You know?
Okay,
Speaking
let's
of
do
clams.
this. Speaking of clams, let's take the break to get back on the clock. When we come back, the draft watching nickel package, the Pistons playoff nickel package, and the NBA playoff nickel package. Because damn it, we can do an NBA playoff nickel package. You never got that opportunity before.
All right.
Where are we going?
We're taking the break early. Let me tell you guys about Mad Packs. D-Mac here to talk to you about Mad Packs. Mad Packs is the hottest new cannabis brand, and they are partnering with Woodward Sports. And you know what that means. I am going to be feeling good for opening day. Mad Packs is going to take your game to the next level. High Low is getting you high for the low, delivering top-tier quality at unbeatable prices. Boom Shakalaka. Boom Shakalaka is a live resin-infused tarantula that is one. This one is the bomb. Blizzard Packs, THCA, Moon Rocks that hit like a blizzard, coming to select retailers in May 2025. Stay tuned with Woodward Sports for all of the latest update.
Enough Detroit Sports. Make sure you listen to Ermanni and Edwards with Maz next, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. on the Woodward Sports Network.
Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer, is kicking off the game with the best prices on all cars, trucks, and SUVs, like this 2024 Silverado for just $296 a month, or this 2025 Equinox for as low as $371 a month. Our locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing means we have the perfect Chevy right in your backyard. Get the home team advantage every day at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
The boys of summer are ready to get back to the playoffs, and there's no better place to get your Tigers coverage than Woodward Sports. Join us all season long as we follow as our hometown Tigers claw and fight. This ball is gone! Boys are back in town. Feel the roar with Woodward Sports. No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You know, you guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
Let's give it up for David Tully, everybody. David Tully. This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Spring is in the air and Michigan is buzzing. 7.5 grams of real THC wrapped in bubbles and crafted with real fruit and no artificial sweeteners. They're big in flavor but low in calories and 100% hangover free. It's all bubbles with no troubles. Catch in with watermelon, cherry, or strawberry, or try one of the two brand new flavors, raspberry lemonade and peach. Crack a can, take a sip, and catch a buzz. Available at Loom and any of their 38 locations across Michigan. Use code WSN30 for 30% off your entire order. Online or in store, go to www.loom.com today.
All right, keeping it pushing on a Friday, Nickel Package Friday. Neil Rule, Sean Belizean, Chase in the chair. We have Sam Flannel in the sound booth as well. All of you in the Woodward Sports chat thread, you want to skip the line on the super chat like Ryan's reaction? Slowly but surely, I'm getting y'all on the Colston-Loveland train. Not me. But you guys, and that's not a Michigan thing. He's not a tight end. He's a tight end. But I'm talking like a 2,000-yard running team tight end. You see what I'm saying, Flannel?
He's going to be really good, though. He was certainly the best tight end I ever saw at Michigan, for what it's worth.
That's a pretty bold statement, too, because there's been a lot of good ones.
I mean, Jake Butt, I can think of off the top of my head. Schoonmaker.
Whenever I remember Michigan being good, that little tight end bootleg. All the time, man. It was there all the time.
Devin Funches when he was a tight end.
Yeah,
Devin Funches was nice with it.
Yeah, he was.
Very, very nice with it. All right. And this is the last nickel package we'll do before the NFL draft because obviously the first round's on Thursday. So,
we do watching the NFL draft?
Yes, let's do this. We're all gonna watch the NFL draft to some degree. Some of you are gonna watch it instead of the Pistons playoff game, which is egregious. But, whatever. All right, let's do it.
All right, watching the NFL draft nickel package. First down, what is your favorite part of the NFL draft?
You want to know my favorite part, Sean?
All right.
And this is dark, and I kind of feel like a dick for saying it, but I got to be honest with you guys. The guy that doesn't get taken that's in the green room and pick by pick by pick goes by. And I don't like it in that I like root for it to happen to the guy. I like it because it's the thing I feel the most. The non-football, non-draft thing.
Okay, I get you.
I like it because it makes me feel the most. It stirs the most emotion in me because I feel so bad for the guy. Like you put yourself out there and you don't get picked and you don't get picked and you don't get picked. except for Aaron Rodgers. I'm happy that happened to him. But everybody else I felt bad about.
All right, now that you explained it, I can understand.
Okay.
The first night, the NFL is an entity that decided many years ago to sell hope, and that there is an excitement. I'll just speak for me, even though like Neil, I've done draft shows for 20 plus years. Okay, whether it be radio, television, doesn't matter. There's still an excitement with the first night because the little kid in me screams that next year is going to be different for the Detroit Lions. I swear to God.
The religion angle of it.
No, it is.
Yeah.
Next year is going to, our Savior is going to be delivered to us in the first round of this draft.
We will be risen.
He will take us.
The franchise will be resurrected.
He will take us to the promised land. This is going to happen. He will wave his staff and the Red Sea shall part. All of that stuff. I kid you not. That's the little kid in me loves. There's an excitement. There's a buzz about the first day that I pray to God never goes away. That's how much I enjoy it.
Jason Kenyon in the Super Chat. People think this is me bringing Oklahoma into Michigan. No, I've been raised in Michigan. True Blue Lion Tat. Rodeo is a thing in Michigan. Thunder is winning. I want Detroit to win too. So that's out there as well. Second down.
Second down of the NFL Draft Nickel Package. What's your least favorite part of the NFL Draft?
My least favorite part of the NFL Draft now is the fact that they moved the first round off Saturday. I don't like it that they did it on Thursday. I get why they did it. I get why it's a standalone. But, Sean, the real ones, no. There was nothing like Saturday with the first 3 rounds, right? Or 2?
No, it was 3, right? And
First 3 rounds.
Yeah, and then the next 4 were the
Sunday.
Sunday.
Sunday after. There was nothing like that. It was all day long. It was show up. It starts at noon. We get to the bar. And you know what happens after that. It was pure electricity, Sean. God, I miss it being on Saturday all day.
It was, I totally agree with you, and I think don't bury the lead. I understand why they did it. It was brilliant. It was further evidenced by the NFL in showing everybody how they are kings. Make no mistake about it. To own Thursday night and Friday night in prime time, it's incredible. And it was further evidence, not that we needed any, that the NFL is king. My least favorite part was also my favorite part. It's Thursday. And I'll tell you why it's Thursday. Because you have the maniacs out there that Neil, how many times have we made this joke, that do not understand. I know the Lions need an edge, okay? That the guy who loses his mind and trademark flannel bangs his head against a locker or against a table. He's so distraught that Brad Holmes would have the audacity to grab an offensive tackle or a wide receiver, and that's it. The man doesn't know what he's doing. And then that's when I have to come in and go, now, you do know that tomorrow there's
I love this bit.
There's 2 more rounds. Really. Hold on a minute. And then on Saturday, there are more opportunities. That it drives me out of my mind. As sure as shit as we're sitting here, and you and I are going to be in the same spot, but doing different things, I guarantee you that we will be bombarded with people. What the bleep is he doing? Everybody and their brother knows we need an edge. Why did he draft an edge? There's a second and a third day of the NFL draft. Calm down. Relax. So that's my least favorite.
Woodward Sports Chat thread. Burn with the Super Chat. I love seeing the families. I do like that too. The mom, the dad, the uncle, the grandma, the grandpa, the neighbors, the relatives, the congregation, Pee-wee football coaches. It does get a bit expansive. My other one thing that I really like is the girlfriend that thinks she's rich too now.
Oh, that's hysterical.
Oh, when CeeDee Lamb just snatched the phone out of her hand a couple years ago.
She made it too.
No, absolutely. Next down.
Next down. What's the oldest bit in the NFL draft?
Jets fans. Jets fans are the oldest bit in the NFL draft. They've become they never pick good players ever.
Never.
Sauce Gardner, that's it. And they didn't like that pick. But anyway, like the Jets, just Jets fans in general. The draft is like their showcase, right? For Jets fan. That guy with his little fireman's hat and stuff like that. Just The Jets fan thing is played out. Let me know when they're relevant.
I see. We're thinking along the same lines. I'm going to go Jerry Jones.
Yes.
Anything
There
Jerry
are a lot of
Jones. Anything Jerry Jones on draft weekend. The obligatory picture. He's always like this, like he's the thinking man, right? You know, you see Jerry, and then he pretends like he's conferring with the rest of the people in the room, like he's got an unbelievable scout in
Trying to guess
flannel
which
in the
player has the
room,
biggest meat.
and like. It means nothing. You know, eventually Jerry's going to make that decision, but the Jerry Jones bit, and then he has to tell us why he's the smartest man in the room because he tries to do it time and time again. So I'll go with the Jerry Jones bit.
That is a great bit. Next down.
4th down in the watching the NFL draft nickel package. What would you change about the NFL draft?
I would go back to Saturday
I agree with you.
for round one. I mean, it's pretty simple.
People are
that's
going
what
to
I
call
would
us
do.
boomers, and I don't give two shits.
I don't either. No, for a very non-boomer reason. Like, you can consume the whole thing, and it's all right there. And you can do whatever comes along with that, whatever you like to do, whether it's make food all day, drink all day, whatever you want to do, you can do it, and you can build around it. I'm sorry, man. Like, you will never get me off this. Like,
No,
I love it on Saturday.
I think one of the coolest things ever, and I think the hockey fans out there can relate to this, is do you remember when they brought it back, the COVID summer Stanley Cup playoffs, and they condensed it and crammed it all in, and they had games starting at noon. It's like August 15th, and I'm watching hockey games at noon, 3, 6:30, 9:30, and 11. Greatest day ever. Let me fire up my smoker at 6 o'clock in the morning. You know, Flannel, you want to come? You can't make it over till later? Sounds great. Hey, Chase, you want to come over at 7 in the morning? You're in. Neil,
Yes.
I know you got a game. Come over at 6. There's still 3 more rounds to go. Are you kidding me? It's unbelievable. And the younger generation doesn't know. You guys don't know. I mean, you grew up in an era now where this has been what it is. And I'm not decrying it. It was better the other way. It really was.
5th down.
5th down in the watching the NFL draft nickel package. All right. What were you ever most wrong about with the NFL draft? Who was the player that you were all in on and completely busted?
For me,
Where do I start?
Boss Bailey.
That's
I was
me.
convinced.
me.
Boss Bailey, 1, Aaron Gibson, 1A. He's 6'8", 400 pounds. He can dunk a basketball. There's no way he's not going to be good. Those were the 2, but Boss Bailey was the 1, Sean. You couldn't tell me nothing. After they got Boss, that was my we're back moment. That was my first we're back moment.
I was at the radio station, and I literally felt like we were a legitimate franchise. Like, that was, very, very rarely back in the day did you get that feeling that we were a legitimate franchise. And I felt like I will call myself out, and I know a lot of other people won't do this because this has been one of those guys that, I joke about it all the time. No offense to you, Flannel. Like, it's amazing for all the people that told me how great Brady Hoke is. You'd be hard pressed to find a Brady Hoke fan, somebody that would admit it today. Guys, I'm not proud. I thought that Eric Ebron was the perfect fit for the Lions.
So did Calvin Johnson. He told me that.
I got excited seeing those one-handed catches, Sean.
I really did.
I fell for the hype during the draft. So
Do you know what people forget? Okay, offense was the problem for that darn good Lions team. Okay, and I thought that guy was going to stretch.
Wait
it.
a minute.
And
How could that be?
And I know what people are saying. People are saying, well, we should. The Aaron Donald bit, I'm sorry, is an incredible old bit, and I'll tell you why it's an incredible old bit. You had a general manager who was convinced nobody could tell him otherwise that Ndamukong Suh was coming back. He may have been the only one that was convinced about it. But you had you should have drafted Aaron Donald. I'm not going to argue with you. But you had a general manager who was thoroughly convinced that Ndamukong Suh was coming back. And so much so, if you guys remember, when Ndamukong Suh made that decision, Marty Mayhew and his staff sat in a room and went, what's next? There was no plan B in place. And I think that's part of the reason it eventually cost him his job. But I admit it, and Flannel, if you want to laugh at me, you can. I thought that Eric Ebron was the missing piece of that offense. I admit it.
I'm not going to laugh.
Okay.
If you want me to give a quick one, I wanted Michael Mayer over Sam Laporta.
Okay.
I know that that's still preliminary, and Michael Mayer could turn it all around, but doesn't look
no,
so
he
good
can't.
so far. I agree
He's
with
landlocked where he is now. It's over.
you. Yeah, right behind Brock Bowers.
Yeah, like it's over for him.
You're probably right.
Weezy D313, Jared Goff for me. And there was a lot of that. For me, like if you want to go that way, I would say Alex Smith. I was convinced he was going to be brutal. Brutal. And he had moments at the beginning where he was. But props to him. He's a 3-time Pro Bowler. Like, he got it together, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was
you
brutally
can't-
wrong.
Like, Jared is so different because, if you talk about it from the draft standpoint, that's one thing. But I contend to that Jared Goff was awful at the end of his Rams tenure. To the people out there, like yours truly, that pointed that out, what we were told consistently, no, he wasn't. No, he was that bad. He was a turnover machine. Where people like me have to shut up, and I've already confessed my sins, I'll do it again if you want, is I didn't think he could get it back. And gosh damn it, boy, did he get it back and then some. He hit a level that in my mind he hadn't hit in his career up to that point. But, we're strewn with so many guys like that. I remember talking to Jamarcus Russell. I had a buddy that screamed about Jamarcus Russell. This is even 2 years after the fact when my man put on about 80 pounds.
Right.
And I'm going, listen, fat quarterbacks don't work in the NFL, dude. Okay, it's what you might be a little chubby. Okay, he was a fat quarterback. Fat quarterbacks don't work in the National Football League. So sometimes we all dig our heels in a little bit,
Where are we going with this one, Chase?
Would you want to double up on this, and then we can come back and just finish out the show?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, perfect. We'll double up. We got Buddies and then Woodward merch, Neil. So
Yeah, man. Buddy's
Awesome.
Pizza. You guys know what it is. They've been in the game for a very, very long time, since 1946. As a matter of fact, they invented Detroit-style pizza. There's 22 Buddy's locations.
Look at that.
Look at that pizza right there. That's Exhibit 1A, everybody. And you can get 10% off your order. Just go to buddiespizza.com. There's 22 locations. Find the one that's closest to you. Use that promo code 10meal. Guys, come on. Turn it up, man. It's the weekend. They invented Detroit-style pizza. If you don't do it today, do it tomorrow for the Pistons playoff game. How about that, huh? How's that for a little Detroit Saturday? You watch Detroit City in the afternoon, flip it right on over to the Pistons game, order up that Buddy's Pizza. What are we talking about here? Promo code 10meal, 10% off Buddy's Pizza.
And once you're done ordering that Buddy's Pizza, you should head over to woodwardsports.com.
Order up that merch, man. Get ready for the playoff push. Shop.woodwardsports.com. Hey, just do this. Just go there and get the Bootham Kid shirt. That's what you're going to do anyway. Shop.woodwardsports.com.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, Why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
Let's give it up for David Tully, everybody. David Tully. This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Neil Rule here for Planet Fitness. Was just there a couple hours ago. As a matter of fact, getting that last workout in for the week. Over 50 Metro Detroit locations. A black card option, just $24.99 a month, and you can go to any Planet Fitness. You use all the amenities, the massage chairs, all of it. You get a discount on drinks, as a matter of fact, with that black card. I'll never be a member at another gym. Over 3 years at Planet Fitness, I'll never be anywhere else. Go to planetfitness.com or just pull in the parking lot. You're going to pass a couple on the way home. Planet Fitness. Don't pay more money to lift the same weights. All right, back at it. Final segment. Neil Rule, Sean Belizean, Sam Flannel. We have Chase as well. All of you in the Woodward Sports chat thread. Jason Kenyon back at it again. I like it. Money well spent to overtalk Detroit sports I love. Rodeo's important, and I could get as much interviews and from a generation. It's just treated like hockey compared to football. It's stupid. Jason, I do like rodeo. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, I do like rodeo. I'll parachute in and parachute out. I mean, how many times can you watch them ride the bull? Like 5 or 6 times. If they change the event, then I'll tap back in. But I appreciate your passion, man, no doubt. Robert Sloppy Toppenheimer in the Super Chat. Screw New York, screw Cat, screw Tibbs. Pistons in 6. Great segue, as a matter of fact.
Fantastic
Pistons,
segue
Knicks,
because
nickel package.
yeah, we got the Pistons playoff package. I believe the inaugural Pistons playoff package.
First ever.
Saturday night in the Garden. How cool is this?
Kate Cunningham, man. Where legends are made for some reason. I mean, look, when you boil it all down, I don't get the whole Madison Square Garden mystique.
It's a dump.
The Knicks play there.
I've been there. It's a dump.
The Knicks haven't been relevant since the 70s.
Yeah.
I don't get it, but whatever. People like it. K, go ball out, man. Get a 40-point triple-double, take one of these games, and let's go.
Isn't this what we talked about for months, though?
Yes.
Exactly that. I want the Knicks. I did. I wanted the Knicks. Now, maybe somebody tells me in a week, be careful what you wish for. I want the Knicks for reasons like this, and I think the accompanying questions will get to some of that as well, Neil.
No doubt. Woodward Sports chat thread, Tony D. Neil, is Bronco riding tougher than bull riding? I don't know what's tougher, but I would say Bronco riding's pretty good. It doesn't get the credit it deserves. Next one.
Second down in the Pistons playoff nickel package. Is this cage true coming out party?
Yes. I mean, if they're going to win, it has to be, right?
Ask a stupid question. I had to ask it. It is.
Yeah.
This is New York, the eyes of the world. Everybody and their brother, whether they want to admit it or not, is waiting for the Knicks to flame out. This is Cade's moment.
Yep. And, again, you can – if they win this series and he's the one, right? Because it's going to have to be, because a lot of the points are going to have to come in the half court. Ball's going to have to be in his hand. He's going to have to go do it. He just is. I know the Pistons are deeper and they got vets and stuff like that, but make no mistake, there will not be tons of transition opportunities that you see in a regular season game on a Tuesday in February.
The Michael Jordan against the Boston Celtics in the early days.
Bingo. That's
that type of stuff.
Yeah, that's what it's got to be. And, again, he has the chance to really put this team on that Isaiah Thomas Pistons arc.
Yep.
Because I get the same vibes from him. He's got to put it on his back. No doubt. Next one.
Next question in the Pistons playoff nickel package. Yahoo called the two-man game of Towns and Brunson the most potent in the game. Your thoughts?
It's good. Sean, I don't think that that's an overreaction. It's very good. And if you don't believe that, look, Cat's catching a ton of slander, and he's got his crosses that he has to bear. No doubt, especially in terms of the playoffs. That man's 24 and 12 and 42% from 3.
Mm-hmm. I feel the same. I'm not disrespecting, but we live in this era again where I don't know what happened. Sometimes people ask you to say something, put them on a level that they don't belong. The most potent in the game? pull back on the reins a little bit
Yeah,
there.
it's strong.
Worrisome? 100%. Very worrisome.
Especially, the snowball's going to get rolling down the hill a
Yep.
couple times at MSG, and you got to deal with it. That's
Yep.
just the way that it is. Next one.
Next question in the Pistons playoff nickel package. Good old-fashioned tough physical series? Is that what it's going to be?
Sean, for the people that think this is going to be late 80s basketball, you're going to be disappointed. It's going to be physical by today's game standards.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, you're not. They're not going to go Knicks Heat mid 90s. They're not going to go Pistons Celtics late 80s. Like it's not going to be a street fight out there. Woodward Sports chat thread, Steve O'Baby. Neil, how awesome would it be if Cade Cunningham were to talk smack to Spike Lee? He's always on the sidelines watching the game front row. I'm very desirous of that happening. But Sean, physical for today.
Do you know what I would love? I would love the Cade Cunningham shit-eating grin. Even more so than talking shit. Like Spike is up doing Spike things and Cade just gives him that Cade smile. It would be a pantless day. I think my pants would just come off in that moment. I really do.
Next down.
All right, last question in the Pistons playoff nickel package. Many of us wanted this matchup. Should the Pistons pull off the upset?
It's aggressive, but there's a path, and that's all you can ask for, right? Like, there's a path, because here's the deal. The Pistons get 2 swings at this in Game 1 and Game 2. They have to get one of them.
100%.
They have to get one of them. I would be more desirous of them getting one. I actually would, because I want the internal questions to start being asked over there on the Knicks bench. You know this. You've been around this game. I'm around this game for a living. Whether they admit it or not, whether they talk about it to the media or not, when things start going the way that they usually go and you get criticized for it, you can't help but press. You can't help but press, man.
Here we go again. The snowball's coming downhill. The Knicks are going Knicks. The MSG faithful is all over them. Pistons in 6. I mean it. I've heard a lot of people say Pistons in 7. I'm sorry. I want no part. Even with the Knicks' fragile psyche, I want no part of a Game 7 in MSG. Pistons in 6. I mean it.
Yeah. The critical component to all that is they have to win all 3 games at home.
Yep.
Do you guys think if the Knicks get beat in the first round, do you think Tibbs keeps his job, or do you think they fire him?
No.
He'll 100% get fired.
Even with all the injuries, I can't imagine. I can't imagine.
I would agree with that. Next one.
All right, well, we got the sports business nickel package, and then that's the last nickel package we have for us. So,
You know what? We can shelf that one.
Okay.
Let's run the NBA, because we never got to do it. Let's run the NBA playoffs nickel
NBA playoffs
package.
nickel
Yeah,
package.
we'll
All right,
cook
perfect.
through it
Yeah,
real
yeah.
quick.
All right, first down. It's championship or bust for the Lakers. I mean, right?
100%. There's no other.
You don't
answer.
go get Luka
No.
and say, "Hey, that was a good
You make
building
that
year."
move, absolutely. And they're dangerous. I mean, make no mistake about that. How they crept up, and you have Luka and LeBron, who still plays at the level that he plays at. Absolutely, champ or bust.
Next one.
Next question in the NBA playoffs nickel package. Speaking of the Lakers, how crazy is it that it's Timberwolves and Lakers in a first-round playoff series?
I don't know, Sean. I was going to ask you about this. Timberwolves, Lakers, first round of the NBA playoffs. Because you remember, the NBA for a long time has been only 2 teams can win it, or only 3 teams can win it. That's expanded now. Like, more teams. This is as wide open as an NBA that I can remember for a very long time. You're starting to see this with the NHL as well, like Panthers, Lightning in the first round. Playoff series are different now than they were when we were kids, right?
Yeah, I don't like what the NHL does, though. Just go back to 1 versus 8.
Thank
for
you,
goodness
yes.
sake. I'm so
100%.
tired of it. Like Dallas and Colorado in the first round. I love it as a fan. It's a shame. There's these poor teams in Minnesota, though. They're cursed. And I know Viking fan, you're probably, oh no, there he goes again. It's always Neil, but I get the residuals. But seriously, the Minnesota Wild have cute little teams that can never advance. The T-Wolves, what a cute little team. They're not going to advance. The Vikings, they can't advance. That's the way it is right now. Lakers are going to win. You guys know it. I know it. You guys know it in Minnesota. You do. You know it. Sorry, it sucks for you guys. I feel for you, but that's what's going to happen.
Speaking of how wide open the playoffs are, and especially in the West, third down of the NBA playoffs nickel package, the Rockets are the 2 seed and they're a plus 155 underdog to the 7th seed Warriors. They just won their way in through the play-in.
That's insane.
It's insane.
Like think about the NBA 10 years ago. The 2 seed, like what we had, like the Lakers and Golden State, and that's unfathomable. That a 7 seed, they are plus 155, the 2 seed. That's crazy.
The 7 seed, right? I mean, there's the tip of the cap. It's insane. I don't know. I mean, you people that speak fluent gambler, is that an invite to jump all over it? Like, seriously? I'm
Flannel, what do you got on that? On Warriors Rockets, what do you got? They got to show you, don't they?
I've got the Rockets.
Really?
I do. I just think that athletically, they have the Warriors by leaps and bounds. Defensively, they can do some things that can bother Steph, specifically with like an Amon Thompson. The issue, though, is how's Shane Goon going to look in his first playoff series? How's Jalen Green going to look in his first playoff series? It's a big unknown, but I still think the Rockets win in 7. It's going to be a very good series.
Okay. There you have it. Next one.
All right, 4th down in the NBA playoffs nickel package. Do you people know that the Cleveland Cavs won 64 games? Are the number 1 seed in the East?
No.
I feel like people don't know.
Do you know what? I'll go back to what Flannel just said, too. The whole they have to prove it. The Cavs have to prove it.
Yeah.
Especially with the Celtics right on their ass. You know, if it wasn't the Celtics, I think a lot of people are kind of sitting back, Neil, you tell me if I'm wrong, and going, well, the Celtics are going to do it again, right? The Celtics are going to do it. Cleveland, you had a cute little team, but you're not going to do it. I think that same dynamic that we were talking about with Houston just a second ago, Flannel, perhaps exists for the Cavs right now.
Yeah, and the Celtics, I mean, coming into the year, they were a prohibitive favorite by NBA standards to repeat. They just, with Cleveland, yeah, you're right. You need to see it. And they've got some guys who I think there's some allegations about in terms of far in the playoffs. Boston doesn't have that.
Last one.
Last question in the NBA playoffs nickel package. Teams that have to show us, is this the year the Thunder do it?
They're like the Cavs of the West, right? We keep hearing about SGA, but that's no disrespect to SGA. Like, usually I say that with tone. I don't know if you guys know.
I was getting ready for you to go. This is it?
Yeah,
this
no.
is the year?
Usually I like to say things with tone. I don't know if you guys know that about me or not. But this one is not. SGA is magnificent.
Yes.
He's a great player. He's probably the most valuable player in the league. No doubt.
So do they win the title?
I think so.
I'm not picking against them. Flannel?
I think so.
I've gone back and forth so many times. I think they go down to the Lakers in the Western Conference.
Who's going to guard SGA?
Nobody in the league can, really, if we're really talking about it. But on the Lakers?
Especially the Lakers. Because that's the thing.
Like, I know Jordan Goodwin, maybe?
No, but see, Flannel, like when you say it, you're like, well, nobody in the league can. Well, the league's not playing the Lakers. The league's not playing the Thunder. The Lakers will be.
Like I said, Jordan Goodwin, maybe?
Can't have a lawyer on SGA. You can't.
No, I know.
Jason Kenyon in the Super Chat. We'll ride off with this one. Broncs are tough. I did Bulls and Broncs. Picked on some Bull riders. One Bronc riding. Still taking interest. Money to be made. It makes more. I think he's trying to take a shot at soccer. Soccer, no one pays much attention to that one. No, but Jason, Bronco riding's fun, man. Like, it's fun to watch. I don't know what it is. Like, they keep getting like kicked in the back with the back kick and stuff like that. So, well, Sean, I think we've done all the damage we can do today. Are you back in on Monday?
Yeah, I'll be. I'm with Terry Sunday morning. We're going to do that, and then I'm with you on Monday, my friend. Looking forward to it. Chase, great job.
Great
today.
job, Chase.
Always great to see you, Flannel. I'm serious.
Oh, yeah, this was fun. This was a throwback. I sometimes need to go back to my roots.
Absolutely. So, for everybody here, I'm Neil Roll. Thanks for tapping in. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Well, go Pistons.
Go.
See you later.